Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name is Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, beautiful viewers. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you had a chance to make your way back here. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers. You guys are very much appreciated, as well as those of you guys who have been here since the start. I do appreciate your support. Now, we will be taking a look at a reading by request here, and this reading is, will you and the person on your mind get back together? Now, I don't generally do this type of reading because there is no separation. So if you feel separated from somebody, then you have a bit more work to do, although I do understand the concept here, and I am here to help throughout your healing. So if that does not make sense to you, it's okay. You don't have to understand it. But for those of you guys who understand there is no separation, this is coming from a more 3D sort of aspect. It could be an energetic aspect. Whatever come together means to you, with you and your person. You guys might be separated for whatever reason, but we are looking at whether you guys will get back together. So 4 options to choose from. Option number 1, we have the Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot. Option number 2, we have the Shuffle Tarot, Collection A version. Option number 3, we have the Morgan Greer. And for option number 4, we have the Fyodor Pavlov's Tarot. Now, please keep in mind, on this channel, sometimes we tap into our own energy. If the energy of the pile sounds crisscrossed, it could certainly be more about your energy than your person's energy, and your person's energy could be elsewhere. I don't know how the energy is going to come out. It could be a mixture of you and your person. So just crisscross as you see fit, because we are looking at whether you and your person are getting together or coming together, however that means to you, energetically, physically, whatever that means. So we will do a quick energy check just to make sure that you've got the right pile. If it sounds like it resonates and you're whatever, if you have to crisscross or not, but it's resonating as the connection, then that's most likely your pile. All right, do not make things fit. This is a collective reading, so not everyone is going to get their energy read out here, except for those of you guys who absolutely need it or are absolutely resonating with the message coming out. All right, so I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment, and I will see you at your pick. Hello, my beautiful pile 1. If you pick the Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot, then pile number 1, this is your reading. Now, if you skip the intro, very important. If you get triggered easily, this might not be your video. And if this sounds crisscrossed, meaning I say it's your person and it's you, just do the crisscrossing so that whatever I'm reading energies, whatever is you, and whatever is your person, despite what I'm saying here, because I'm just picking up energy. And we're looking at whether you and the person on your mind will come together, whatever that means to you. Now, I know there's no such thing as being separated, and we are always together with the people we love. We are all one energy. So if you feel separated from someone, there is more work to be done. Although if that is not making sense to you, then that's absolutely fine. This reading will be coming together however you see in your own mind, whether that be in 3D, energetically. You're separated from this person however you feel it, and this is taking a look at whether you guys will come together. Okay, so we'll do a quick energy check for you before we get into that message, and we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message here for pile 1 in regards to their connection. How will pile 1 know that this is indeed their pile? Spirit, clear and concise message for pile number 1. How will pile 1 know that this is indeed their connection? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. And pile 1, thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I am truly blessed. Thank you, thank you. Spirit, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message. Thank you very much. All right, sometimes we tap into old energies, or we could be tapping into future energies, but it certainly should resonate. If it does not resonate, do not make it fit. It should confirm your intuition, not to make up new stories, all right? And energy does shift, so this is not set in stone. It could be one answer 1 minute and a complete different answer the next. Is the energy sitting right here, right now? We'll look at whether you and this person will be coming together. All right. So, how will pile 1 know that this is indeed their pile? What is going on with pile 1 and this connection? Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, so we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands in reverse. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. We'll pull some oracles as well. Spirit, clear and concise message regarding the connection between one and their person. We have Spirit. And we have the Golden Mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. Interesting. I will pull one of... No. Yes. Sorry. One of these. We have progressions with journey, number 56 or the number 11. Move your box over here. And one more oracle card before we begin. Pile 1's connection with their person, spirits. We have 2-2, spiritual awakening, shift or be shifted. Okay. Interesting energy. Let me tap into this and I will take a minute. Okay, so I don't know whose energy I'm tapped into here. 4 of Wands under that. The 4 of Wands is my 1111 card, which could signify twin flames. The fact that I see spiritual awakening here, shift or be shifted, and spirit, and this journey could certainly be that you're resonating with the twin flame. For confirmation for those of you guys who are just looking to see if this is your pile. So we have the 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is all about muddled thinking. This is all about not being very clear and having to make the right decision. Sometimes this could certainly be a lack of focus or commitment. Somebody that has a lot of options needs to decide. So I feel like I'm going to read this as your energy. Okay. Can be confused what to choose, which way to go in this connection. And one of these cups could certainly be choosing this connection, choosing commitment with this connection, choosing to come together. So I think you're contemplating whether to communicate with this person, whether to move forward and progress with this person. And maybe you're really asking yourself tough questions. You're not sure if you should move forward. You're not sure if you should communicate with your person. But I feel like you do want to communicate with your person here. We see the golden mirror here. Mirroring is sometimes looked at as the twin flame because we do mirror one another intensely in a twin flame connection, although mirroring is very common in any type of connection. But we see here self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. I feel like somebody here might have been very focused on self, might have been a little too wrapped up with what they want and their own needs. And I do feel as though that could be your energy as I'm picking this up. Again, you can crisscross if this sounds more like your person, but whoever is a little bit more selfish. And when I'm saying selfish, I mean, it's not selfish to think of oneself, but I feel like this person has been not really too concerned with the feelings of their action on the other person, or at least it didn't drive their actions. They were more focused on themselves. So I feel like this person, or yeah, you, again, I just say this person because I don't know, again. This person is going through a shift right now, okay? And it is a spiritual shift. Now, we all shift in different degrees, so I don't know what degree this is so much, but the fact that we see spiritual awakening and spirit here, I feel like this person is being called by spirit to do the right thing for their future, to liberate themselves in some sort of way. So maybe you feel as though you are stuck, and maybe you've been stuck for some time. So I feel like you're leaning into a silent side of yourself, which could be spirit, could be your intuition, could be some guidance of what you know is right, to make the right decision in order to guide you, because I feel like you are confused here, or you're needing to decide and you feel like you're not quite sure. And I do feel like it's been quite some time. So I don't feel like this is a new connection at all. I feel like this has been quite some time, and maybe you've been stuck for quite some time, or dragging your feet, or not really clear, or just something's been going very slow, and I feel it's been your progress in this journey. But with the Eight of Wands here, this is all about speed. So you could be wanting to move things along a lot quicker than maybe you have in the past. This could also be the travel card. So you and your person could certainly be at a distance of each other. So you're considering, you want to move forward, you want to offer a cup of love here, and you feel as though whatever sort of future vision your person and you could have had of the future here is at risk. That maybe whatever it was that you identified for a long-term sort of vision of coming together might have been removed, and so you're not sure if there is a potential of a long term. Now, I feel as though there's still an ego here, okay? Which means there's still work here that needs to be done. And I feel like you might be wanting to move forward with this person out of a sense of, I don't know, like, it might not be for the right reasons, is kind of what I see here, okay? There needs to be an actual consideration of what has changed in your energy field in regards to expansion, in regards to, you know, what is your long-term vision? What sort of plan do you have after connecting with your person? Because I feel like there is a need from the other person's perspective to actually plant something worthwhile, something that is grounded, something that isn't in fantasy, something that is established, that it can expand on, that can build to a 10 of Cups. I don't feel as though you're there. I feel as though you're still guarded. I feel as though you are still a little bit defensive, but you still don't want to fully let go. So you haven't given up on this connection. You feel like you want to win, and whatever this winning is, maybe win your person back, maybe you want to feel a sense of accomplishment. You don't want to be rejected. You want to be seen in this connection as someone who got kind of what they want in some way. I do feel like you want to come together, but I feel like your vision stops short. Six of Pentacles. So this is about equal reciprocity, give and take, investing in a balanced way between you and your person. I do feel like Spirit is saying that in order for things to come together here for there to be a solid foundation. There has to be balance. There has to be a solid give and take in a balanced way that provides stability in this connection. And I feel like it's been very clouded up until now. And I feel like it's been because of your potential indecision. So I do feel like you're starting to ask yourself, though, maybe more tough questions. And I do feel like you are on a journey here of understanding what it is that you want. So you are making headway. Although, like I said, I feel there's still ego here. And I feel like maybe you're thinking of the coming together, communicating togetherness, but then I feel like your story kind of falls short. There's not a whole lot of meat behind where this is going to go. So Four of Pentacles is an energy here that might be more in their comfort zone, that is coming from sort of a lack mindset of not wanting to let go of something in order to risk something. So they might be held back. That's what this card is, kind of held back energy. Maybe defensive, just hanging on. And maybe you're hanging on to this connection, but you're also not really wanting to let go. I feel like there is a history here of a lot that you're still having to work through. And I think that I don't really necessarily believe that people have to fix all of their inner demons and their traumas and all this stuff in order to have progress in a connection, but I do feel like there is some traumas here that within yourself that is needing to get looked at, and one of it might be, I don't know, I feel a sense of stuckness where you are, maybe where you are currently in life, or just your inability to trust in the divine to lead you to where you need to be. I feel there is a stuckness here of something that's happened in the past. So maybe you haven't been able to forgive your person, or just something that's triggering you in the past, or that has you playing it safe, that has you guarded. And I do feel there is an energy here of being kind of concerned with appearance, perception, what you might look like. And so it's been restricting you from moving forward. Like you want to, I think you're concerned with how you might appear to this person if you step forward with offering them love. So I think your concerns might be in the more of the superficial areas, rather than if I move forward with offering a cup of love, what are my intentions for the future, and how can I contribute, and what is going to be more of value here long term than just kind of coming in, communicating, and then being guarded again because I have things that need to be resolved. I also feel like you might lose your person, or maybe your person is left you in some way. I feel like you have to act because you might miss out. So maybe you're clinging onto this connection in some sort of codependent way, rather than allowing this person to be set free and for you to really reflect upon why things didn't work and things within yourself. So this is what I'm picking up here for this energy. If this sounded more like your person, then chances are this is still your reading, but it might be hard for you to tell because you don't know how your person is feeling. But if this all resonates for you in some way, we're going to look at whether you and this person will be getting back together. Okay, so Spirit, thank you so much for that message. For pile 1, can we please look at whether pile 1 and their person will be coming together? Will they be coming together? However, pile 1 sees coming together. As much detail as we can possibly get. Again, I don't know if this is just energetically, physically, whatever coming together means. I do feel like there was a connection here at one point, and I do feel there is sort of a need for somebody to do further healing. So somebody has pulled away, so maybe somebody feels very separate from their person, and I don't know if it's you or your person. I feel like maybe it's your person that feels separated from you, although I did read that as your energy, pile 1. So, let's see. I hope this is making sense to you guys. All right, one more. Okay. Will pile 1 and the person on their mind come together? Will they come back together? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have the 3 of Pentacles, and we have the World. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse again. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. I don't read by the deck in reverse. So Ace of Wands. Under that we have the 3 of Cups. All right. Pile number 1. Let's see. Clear and concise message for pile 1. Will they be coming back together with the person on their mind? We have heal, abandonment, time to forgive. One of these angel answers. Helpful people. I do feel one more. We have, it's up to you. Well, isn't that helpful? Okay. One of these. We have victory, 28. This is the 6 of Wands we were seeing in the energy check. Also number 10, it says victory, and we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. This is the root chakra. And the number 8. Okay, I want to pull one of these. Golden mirror coming out again. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. And I do want to shuffle these just slightly over to fit one more oracle card right beside. We have freedom. All right, so I want to make sure you guys can see. Beautiful. Okay, what does this all mean? Give me a second to tap into this. Okay, so you might not like this answer so much. I try to be very clear as I can. All right, I'm picking up this message is for the same person that I tapped into in the energy check. And if it's not you and it's your person, then just apply this to your person. So I do see, okay, to answer your question, there is reconciliation. That's what the 3 of Cups is. This is a reconciliation card, coming together and making peace. Time to forgive. But I feel like the stronger message here is this reconciliation with your person coming together is really contingent on you coming together, reconciling things within self. Time to forgive self, heal abandonment, self. I think there's something going on with you that you need to free yourself from. And I feel like it has you hostage in some way with the 4 of Pentacles we were seeing and the root chakra. So you could be very addicted to something, a way of life, a certain thing that has a grasp on you. And it's in the 3D world and it's restricting you and it's not allowing you to be free. And it's restricting you from this connection and it's impacting your life in a way that is restricting, and Spirit wants you to heal this. And I think you've been pushed into some sort of spiritual journey. Again, we saw spirit, spiritual awakening, journey. There's a need to heal something within yourself, and that's why this connection was brought to you. There's a mirroring going on here, and maybe you've been more pushed towards recognizing here your need to heal, your need to resolve something within self. And the fact that we see, you know, these words here at the bottom, I mean, I don't know whether you've been called a narcissist or self-absorbed by other people here, one-sided relationship, love bombing. I think there is a way of you being in connections that might seem to the other person as you being selfish, but I feel like this is stemmed from a trauma, stemmed from something that's going on within you. And we saw the Nine of Wands, which is blocking people out. You could certainly have a block in your heart space, a wall around you, not allowing people to come in. So I think the message here is you really want to move forward. You want to move forward as in reconcile with your person, but you cannot just, I mean, you can do what you want, but if you just move forward for the sake of reconciliation and not addressing what you need to address here, I feel as though you'd be repeating past things here, which I don't feel you're going to do, because I see the world here. So that's a need to end a cycle, a need to conclude something in your life here. And I think this is apart from this other person. And I feel that you will be successful. Okay, I feel you will be successful, but Spirit is saying it's definitely up to you to work with where you're at and be honest with yourself in resolving what it is that has you stuck. And I feel like with this helpful people, there's a couple of messages going through. I think part of you might be a little bit proud, and you might be dealing with your own ego. So to allow people to know where you're at and to help you and to be honest with what you're going through, and I feel suffering at times might be difficult. And until you open yourself up to recognizing that there is no shame in being honest with the people who love you in regards to what you're going through, and reaching out to even whoever we need to, be it, you know, this person in this connection. I don't know, it could be a professional, it could just be, you know, our friends or family. But we need to know that this journey is our own. So I get for some of you guys, you might be very concerned with the people around you, so much so that it's impacting how you present yourself in the world. So to go to the same people that you're trying to appear in one way could be very triggering, because I was feeling that you were very concerned with perceptions and maybe how you're perceived by other people. So I think there's a need to deal with that as well, with your own image, with how you connect with other people. But I do feel like, yeah, like you're really, maybe this is the top sort of layer of trauma here first that I feel Spirit is wanting you to resolve, is like, where is your trauma stemming from, where you're very concerned with how you are appearing to other people at the extent of your own freedom, at the extent of moving forward, at the extent of maybe dragging your feet in your own life because what other people may think of you. Okay, again, if this is your person, then just apply this to your person, because I feel like whoever this energies I'm reading here is really impacted by their family, friends, or other people's perceptions of them, that they're so restricted and unable to do what they desire in order to grow and expand. So it is up to the person here who has these restrictions within themselves to heal their traumas. Okay, and there's something within self that needs to be forgiven and healed. So the fact we have heal abandonment, I do feel like there is abandonment issue going on here, and it manifests its way differently in everybody. So it could be that you experienced loss at some point in time, either a parental loss or a relationship that left you feeling lost, but there is something here that needs to be looked at. And I feel like this is in your 3D world of your everyday life, the people around you, maybe people you live with, maybe people that you work with, or your surrounding group of friends. But there's something here that's impacting your everyday life. And I also feel like there is some unhealthy habit. It could just be the unhealthy habit is how you interact with these people, but it could be distractions in some way in the 3D world. So you could, like I said, have addictions, and addictions could be anything at all that we use in an unhealthy way, because too much of anything could be bad. Okay, substances could be distractions, as in we are living in some sort of in denial or some sort of facade, or just we utilize certain things here, people, things in a way to help us sort of keep up some sort of illusion or some sort of safety net, some sort of wall, instead of facing what we need to. So I feel like once that's addressed, and you have to really put in the effort, and I feel like you really have to work with what you have around you. Like, yes, it's internal, but I feel like this card with the Three of Pentacles is really talking about how you engage with other people to accomplish something. So yes, one thing within this connection, eventually I feel there is a need to show up and to come and work together and not be held back. But aside from that, I think there's a need for you to show up in some sort of authentic way to work on what you're dealing with here, and actively put in the energy to resolve what this is, however you need to come forward with working with others. It can't just be a detached energy here, because I feel like it needs to be integrated into your practical world. The people around you need to understand who you are, and there's a lesson here to be learned about how you engage with others, because I feel like you will then work towards this beautiful emotional new beginning. The Ace of Cups is all about self-love. So I do feel like there's a need to relearn how to love self, how to pour into one's own cup in order to transform, in order to allow yourself to be full and complete in an energy here that recognizes where your ego might get in the way, or where you have been self-sabotaging in some way or destructive in some way in this connection with this person. So yeah, there is this need to really look at this. Now, it's interesting that we have a bunch of cats here in this tarot deck, because cats are a little bit inconsistent in their affection, and they're also one that's a little finicky. They enjoy their freedom. They don't really like to be kind of held back in any sort of way. So you might be somebody who prefers to kind of wander here, you know, and maybe you don't want to be held back in some sort of way. And I do feel like a lot of how you're sort of engaged here is a result of your abandonment in the past. And if you don't know of any abandonment, this could go far back to many lifetimes, where we have traumas that are really deep rooted, that just manifest themselves in our life. So if it's controlling our relationships with others, if you're resonating with a concern so much and perception in other people, and putting other people maybe even first and what they think above our own emotional desire. Hence, if this connection is one that you were unable to make happen because in your mind you were thinking more about what other people would think, or how this would impact kind of your world, in a way where others are involved, then this message is definitely for you, because what Spirit wants to show you is this isn't about anyone else except for following your own emotional desires here and what you love. So I feel like there's a need to conclude all that. Otherwise, there is nothing to plant. There's nothing to substantiate here in this connection, because what this connection needs is for you to conclude some cycle here in order to be successful. And you're going to have to really decide, you know, between whether you want to be emotionally happy and start over in this connection. Then that comes with having to look at self and deal with situations that have you held back, which might be a challenge here, but there's a need to prioritize what's important here. And what's important is you resolving something here in order for you to be free to move forward. But it's going to be very heavy. It's going to be something that, yeah, that you feel like you almost cannot do alone. And you don't have to do it alone, because again, you might have to open yourself up to be vulnerable in order to allow people who actually are authentic, who want to help you throughout this, to help you, because you do not have to carry this burden on your own. And if you do, you're falling back on ego. You're falling back on, again, what will people think of me if I reach out and am honest about how I'm feeling? Now you're carrying a stack by yourself. So in order to choose this connection, in order to choose emotional happiness for yourself in this connection, you have to choose emotional happiness for self. You have to be visible. You have to allow other people in. You have to communicate here where you're struggling. You have to communicate where you're burdened and heavy. You're going to have to address things need to be resolved. So all of this needs to come out in the open in order for that to kind of conclude and for you to really work towards resolving anything here. And I feel like you don't have to completely resolve yourself in order to move forward in this connection, but I feel like you're needing to at least crack that open and admit and face what this is and start those steps and make that choice. And then I feel like this connection would open up to you. But until then, it's not going to. I feel like if it does, it's going to just repeat another cycle here. But I do get a strong feeling here from your person that your person's concluded some sort of cycle. So you're kind of stuck in resolving your own ishness here, okay? I feel you're very passionate about your person. I feel like you want to get with your person. Maybe you're really thinking about this person and how you can come together and all of that stuff, which is great, except I think your focus and intention needs to be more on your own healing, needs to be about your maybe family traumas or your upbringing traumas, your own liberation, your own freedom. And I think freedom is a little different than maybe what you have been clinging on to, because I think your sense of freedom is important to you, but I feel like there was that Page of Pentacles, or sorry, Page of Swords, which was starting to ask yourselves questions that maybe you haven't asked yourself before. What does freedom actually mean? And is your sense of freedom what is true? Because I feel like you're not free, and it has nothing to do with this connection and everything to do with your chains to your wounds. Your chains keeping you back from doing what you love. Your chains from allowing you to love openly, because you're very restricted by other people's thoughts of you and how they perceive you. And again, you're restricted by your addictions and your everyday way of being. That's what's holding you back. That's what's not allowing you to be free. So you need to find freedom from that. And it is step by step, but I feel like this connection does not suffocate you in the way you feel. I feel the suffocation comes from the avoidance, comes from the inability to apply and commit to one's self and their healing and their need to stick to what's best for them. Because I feel there is a lot of past pains coming through here, and there is a major need for transformation of self and recognition. And yeah, that's the energies coming through very strong, like past pains, past traumas, past situations that are always following you around that need to be dealt with. Until then, there's going to be traumas that are resulting in different ways in our life that hold us back. And I'm getting a lot of freedom coming from here. And really having to look at what does that mean to be liberated. Is it liberated from being in an intimate connection, or is that liberated within self? So one is able to choose to be in a connection freely without feeling suffocated. Okay, lots of symbolism in these cards coming through for sure. Lots of flowers, so gardens might be important to you. I see daffodils, I see lots of poppies, I see I think these are forget-me-nots, these little blue flowers, and I see cherry blossoms here. So all of this could be important to you, but your angels are with you, and if you feel stuck, you can certainly reach out to your angel guides and to answer your question of whether you and your person will reconcile. I think it's up to you to do the work in order for there to be a reconciliation with your person, but it must be done right. This is coming together, like I said. So I do want to answer your question, but it is very contingent on this happening. All right. So if this was your person, then this is what your person's being guided to do, and that's where they're at. So whether they do it or not, you know, it's certainly up to them, but I haven't asked whether they will do the work, just kind of whether you guys will get together or come together, and this is what Spirit is showing. So I hope this was helpful. Pile number 1, I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful. Pile number 2, you picked the Shuffle Tarot Collection A. Beautiful deck. I have a feeling this will be very layered. We are looking at whether you and the person on your mind will come together, whatever that means to you, okay? Because coming together would imply that you guys are separated. And separation is an illusion. We are not separated from those we love. And if you feel separated, then you have more work to do. Although if you don't understand that, then that is absolutely fine, because this reading is for you and all about your healing. So if you feel separated, then there's a reason why. And we're looking at whether you and this person on your mind will come together, either energetically, physically, 3D, whatever coming together means to you is what it means to you. All right. So we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message regarding whether you guys will come together. But before we look at that, we're going to look at the energy in this connection so that you know whether indeed this is your pile or not. So we could certainly be tapping into your person's energy predominantly here, and I might be saying it is you. This is what happened with pile 1, or I feel this is what happened in pile 1. It could have very well have been tapped into someone else's energy, not the person who is viewing, but it's up to you to determine that, okay? So if you resonate with the energy being you or your person, then this means the pile is for you. Crisscross the energies as you see fit. Do not make it fit. If it doesn't, then just let it fly. All right. So we are looking at your sort of energy here so that you know whether this is your pile or not. We have Judgment in reverse. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the 2 of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have Temperance in reverse. Spirit, clear and concise message for pile 2. How will they know indeed this is their connection they came here about? Clear and concise. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile number 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I am truly blessed. We have the Emperor, we have the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let me pull some oracles as well. How will pile 2 know that this is indeed their reading, spirits? Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. Healing, separation, go within, 7-7. All right, interesting. There's your card. We have 43 with the 5th house, passion. So yes, the 5th house is all about romance, love, play, creativity, childlike spirit, joy, self-expression. Okay. Let's pull one of these. We have connect. I do feel one more of these. And we have anxiety. 2 keys, and then we have the handcuffs there. This kind of always gives me 9 of Swords and devil energy with the chains and the anxiety here. So, okay, let's tap into the energy. Now, again, like I said, if I say it's you and it's your person, just crisscross the energy, because we'll get into whether you guys will come together in the back half of this, and I could certainly be tapping into your person's energy here, okay? So please use your intuition. This just confirms what you know. It doesn't add anything new that you do not know already. So, Emperor, Divine Masculine. I feel like there is somebody here, Divine Masculine, who is needing to, who's learning things. I feel like he's feeling things out here, who's definitely still, because I feel there's a stillness coming from this, but I almost feel like imposter syndrome in some way here. Hesitant. In contemplation. Okay, so certainly could be your person's energy. We have Aries energy coming through, and we also have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sagittarius energy. The World with Justice. Justice is Libra energy. Okay, so I feel like something did conclude. So I'm going to read this as though it is your energy, because this is the better way for me to know. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out who's who and how to communicate this. Okay. There's a divine masculine, and I feel like it's your person. And I feel like your person is stalling, and your person did not take a chance. Your person did not leap forward towards seeing what this connection was about. And I feel like this person is just contemplating and frozen and still and not doing whatever you felt like this person could have done in their power to choose this connection. So you most likely ended things, or at least things ended because things were not moving. And so I feel like this person is now sitting in their own consequences of their inaction. I feel like you and this person were good friends, and maybe I do feel like there is no contact here at all. Okay. But I do feel like a connectedness, a very deep connectedness here to this person, because I do feel there is a friendship here. And maybe you have always been there for your person in some way, but now I feel like this person is having to really reflect on their state of where they're sitting in this connection. So I feel like, yeah, like you pulled away, you wanted some sort of guarantee from this person, and maybe you wanted them to take a chance here to grow in this connection and provide some sort of stability, some sort of security, and it never really came. So I feel like you envisioned some security long term here with this person, and because this person was unclear or unable to provide, I feel like you've had to provide your own. And so I feel like whatever states this connection is in now is kind of a result of your person's inaction. And yeah, I feel like things were not very balanced here, because I do feel like your person, sorry, gotta cover that for YouTube. Your person was needing to address something here, and they were avoidant. They sat on making a decision, I feel, and they sat on addressing a truth or acknowledging something that I feel like they were supposed to acknowledge. And it could have been because they feared facing their emotions, or they feared committing, or they feared something that was keeping them stuck. And I feel like you weren't wanting to just wait around here anymore. So I feel like you guys are separated. I feel like it's been very difficult. I feel like you want to make peace. I feel as though you could see a beautiful future with this person, a potential here, but it's been contaminated, I guess, if you will, or burdened by the fact that this person is unable to move forward and make a decision here and choose to have a future in this connection based on their actions. So I feel like there is a stalemate, and I feel like you're holding your ground. I feel like you are wanting one thing, and your person is fighting you on it, or at least not moving in the right direction. You feel they're kind of going against this connection in some way, and you want to have a sort of balance, give and take here, but in a more practical, stable way. Like, what is your person want for the future? And do they want commitment? And do they want to give of themselves in a way that's going to build something here? Or are they just going to remain in the energy that they are remained in? So things are really stuck. And I think this person was maybe at some point moving very, very, very slowly. But I feel like in a practical way of offering something in this connection, like actually validating something in this connection, this person did not. This person did not show up. This person didn't, I feel like things weren't taken off the ground. Maybe things weren't even solidified. Maybe you guys never even got to be together because this person didn't want to take a chance on this connection. So this person might seem a little aloof, might be a little bit distracted, might seem as though they're not listening, or they're not concerned, or they just ignored you, or they just seem like they don't care. They're avoiding dealing with fears. They're avoiding maybe looking at what they need to look at. They might have not have communicated to you a truth. They might have not have looked at a truth that you were wanting them to address or look at because they were too afraid. And I feel like their fear was too afraid of their own emotions, afraid of commitment, afraid of some potential here. And so I feel like, yeah, you're putting up a stand. So they have to choose. This is what they're sitting on. And I feel like maybe this choice is going to no longer be around here if this person sits on this much longer. So I feel like there is anxiety here on your person's side, because I feel like your person is playing it cool, although I do feel like they are held captive to their fears. And so it's causing them a lot of anxiety, because I don't feel like this person wants to lose you. And I feel like both of you guys have the choice to engage however you do. And you have your own sort of key to unlock your freedom to how you want to engage, and your person has their own sort of key to engage and how they want. So I feel like you wanted to connect, you wanted to come together, but there are some terms, and this person is having to really take a look at whether they can meet your sort of needs and desires here. I do feel there is a lot of passion, a lot of love, a lot of romance, and I do feel there's a lot of fear and a lot of hesitation and a lot of anxiety. And so I feel like both of you guys are doing a lot of healing in this separation period and going within, whether you believe it or not. I feel this person is having to take a look at themselves because of their own past actions or inactions, like I said, and you're also looking within to take a look at how you feel about everything here, how you feel about someone who wasn't prioritizing or choosing this connection or showing up in a way that could make this connection successful because of their fear or their inability to provide a level of commitment and balance to this connection. And I feel like all you wanted was, you know, a step here in offering some sort of seed that would grow to something that is more solidified. So maybe solidifying this connection. I feel like you wanted them to admit something here or acknowledge something here. Maybe they wouldn't acknowledge this connection. Very imbalanced. So it is stuck. Okay, so if this feels like your connection, then let's take a look at whether you and this person will come together and what that looks like. All right, so again, with my spiel, know that you are always together, because separateness is an illusion. So if you feel separated from this person, you are certainly not. All right, let us take a look at this connection then. So Spirit, for pile number 2, will pile number 2 and this person, this energy I just read, will they come together? Will there be a coming together? Pile number 2 and their person, what will that look like? Clear and concise, direct message right here, right now as the energy sits. Pile number 2 and their person, will they come together? Thank you so, so much. Wow, this is a lot, but I do feel this is going to paint a picture. So pile number 2, please note that energy fluctuates. This is not set in stone. It says energy is sitting right here, right now, if you resonated with that energy check. So please do not think that this is set in stone, okay? Because it could be one thing 1 minute and then completely change the next. So we have the Emperor in reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Of the Queen of Wands. We have the Temperance coming out again, now in the upright. We have the Two of Swords in reverse. We have the Empress, interesting, Emperor and the Empress, divine counterparts. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Squirrel of Cups. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. We have 3 cards I'm going to keep kind of to the end here. And we'll pull some oracle cards. Will pile 2 and their person come together, spirits? We have trust. We have second chakra, Archangel Ariel. And the second chakra is the sacral. All about confidence. And it does represent that Emperor very well. We have the Angel of Balance, 48. And it was kind of wanting to come in reverse. I will take that into consideration. This is giving me that Temperance we keep seeing in reverse. And now we see it upright here. So let us pull this Angel Answers card. Will pile number 2 and their person come together, spirits? Wow, okay. Let's do that again. Will pile 2 and their person come together, spirit? 1 popping right out. We have remain positive. Wow, and trust. Okay. Clear message coming through. I'm going to pull one of these. I know it's a lot of cards, you guys, but I do feel like I need a little bit more here. We have remember your identity, 2-2, you can do it. Oh my goodness. If this is affirmation from spirit, I don't know what is here. You can do it, trust, remain positive. Okay. So maybe you're feeling the heavy anxiety we were seeing there. I was feeling that from both of you guys. We have the Dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. Powerful reading. Pile number 2, my goodness. Remember, we have these 3 cards yet to look at. So let's see. And I do feel like we want to see the bottom of this 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So pile 2. Just give me a second to tap into this tarot bit of it. I just heard there's nothing you can do. So I do feel like there's nothing you can do in this situation with this person, because I do feel as though you've been everything you needed to be at some point, okay? So, I mean, there's always things you can do for self, but in regards to this person and where things are at, there's nothing further you can do. The 5 of Pentacles is one of the more sad cards here in the tarot, because it is people feeling out in the cold with the ability to get out of the cold, with the ability to change things. And we have one person here who looks like they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And I was getting that same mug type energy from the Emperor in the beginning part, the Divine Masculine, who was not engaged, who was removed, but still there as an energy. So it's like a stuck energy of somebody who is being stubborn, but they're not engaged, and they're not withdrawing, and they're not actively doing what they want to do. This is what I feel. I feel like Emperor in reverse, this is a shadow attribute, somebody in their ego, or just in the dark attributes of the Emperor, which is somebody who could be immature, somebody who is being stubborn, somebody who is wanting their way, somebody who is not taking charge and doing what they need to do in order to make a change, in order to get things going, moving in the right direction. I feel like this person's still very stuck, okay? And I feel like this person is being called to transform and to shed any parts of themselves that does not work. With this death card sitting, or death person sitting on the Wheel of Fortune, in order for things to start moving again, there needs to be a soul shift. There needs to be shedding of things that do not work for this person anymore. And it could be immature ways of being, stubborn ways of being. And my email just confirmed what I just said there. But I also feel like there's a need to face one's fears. And the fear is in the change. The fear is in allowing oneself to shed what no longer serves in order for things to get better. There is something very destined about this connection. I feel it. And maybe you feel it too. So I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune talking about fate and destiny, and all this here is more like your cheerleader here, pile number 2, about remaining positive, trusting in the divine plan. Although right here, right now, we don't see this divine masculine stepping up or doing what they need to do at all. There's a need for you to trust in yourself. There's a need for you to trust in the process of where things are going, and a need for you to trust that if things do not work out, that it is for the best of your own growth. Because again, divine intervention is for your protection in some way here. But there is a need for you to not allow yourself to fall in a pit of negativity, which could be anxiety, fearing that things won't work. Just trust in the process, trust in your own ability to bring positive thoughts to you, because you don't want to negatively interfere with whatever energetically is going on. So Dragonfly to me talks about seeing through the illusion. I feel like you're seeing clearly something here, and maybe you're seeing your person for who they are, and it might be a process, and it might be taking some time, and if you haven't yet, I think you will. So as much as Spirit wants things to work out here, to find peace, Spirit wants the best sort of outcome, and there's a need for you to really understand and see this person for who they are. So you might have had one sort of perception of this person, because I do feel there is a soul love here. And when we have soul love, we see that person's potential. We see a side of that person we want to see. It's unconditional type love. So we start to minimize the things that might get in the way. And if this person was a reverse emperor, that is very challenging. And I don't feel Spirit wants you to be dealing with a reverse emperor, no matter what. Pile number 2. So there is things coming to light here, and I feel that coming to light is for you. You're now seeing this person differently. You're now seeing things differently. You're now seeing your own actions. You're now healing, and as things come to light, there is healing that happens within you. There's peace that happens within you. But I also feel as though this message is talking about your person needing to adapt and change. And right up until now, I feel like your person is fearing change. So I am also feeling like this message is coming through to your person. There is a need for your person to trust in the process, to trust that change is going to lead them where they're supposed to go, that they can do this, that they can face their fears, and to remember who they are. And I think both of you guys are on the path of remembering who you are at your core. And I do feel like the more time you have apart from this person, the closer you get to self, to remember who you are and to find peace within self, which allows you to accept whatever is going on here in this frustrating situation. So I was feeling heavy anxiety from both of you guys. I feel like this might shift for you. I feel like there's a calmness coming in here for you. There is an energy here of you learning to be okay with the separation, be okay with the fact that your person is stuck in some way, and trust that they have things they need to work out as you've come closer to yourself. Okay, so definitely stuck, and I do want to give your answer whether you guys will come together or not, but I haven't seen so much this yet. Just Spirit saying just trust to remain positive. Now I see you as being kind of stuck in limbo in some way, because some of you guys might still be just waiting for this person to see the light or to do something here. So Spirit is saying do not wait, and also allow yourself to start shifting your perception and seeing things differently. There's a need for you to see through anything that might appear like it is an illusion. If inside you understand on a material level or on a physical level or in this 3D world that this person is acting a fool, please acknowledge that, okay? Because I feel like there is, again, you kind of having one sort of idolized vision of your person with these rose-colored glasses, which sometimes happens, like I said, in these soul connections, because you're seeing through this person's facade. You're seeing through this person's fears. You're seeing this person's potential, okay? So I feel like until you guys are able to do this, there's a need for you to align to your identity, which is releasing anxieties, releasing energies from your person and seeing things differently. That's your task. And until your person is able to acknowledge that there's things in their life that they're fearing change of, I think things will be stuck, that there is a need to bring balance. But I feel like what's happening is both of you guys are in a state of denial in some way, which keeps you guys both separated in a 5 of Pentacles. And you might think, well, I want to get together or I'm being open, but I feel like the openness that you need to encompass here is that of a beautiful Queen of Wands, which is bringing towards her all of the abundance she deserves, knowing her self-worth. The Queen of Wands doesn't give a shit. She's not one that's going to be waiting around, that's going to lack self-confidence in trying to get somebody to come to her. She doesn't do that. She just, people come to her because of her beauty and her confidence. She knows her self-worth. So I feel like here we have a sunflower here. I feel like she is dimming her lights, and she's also not seeing something here, and I feel she's waiting or sacrificing a piece of herself, and she doesn't need to. So as she continues to sacrifice pieces of herself and wait, she's going in the wrong direction and she's in denial. And as long as the divine masculine continues to pretend like he doesn't have to choose or not face his fears, he's also in denial and going in the wrong direction. So I feel like both of you guys might not be doing the right thing at this time. So there's a need to focus on self, and there's a need to know that you are fully abundant as you are. And there's a need to go within and feel all of your emotions from within and only from yourself, to sit in that, to find a sense of balance within self, to find your strength, to find abundance within you outside of this person. That is your task, and that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, and Spirit is saying that there is a decision that needs to be made here, but the future, as I see here, is in order to get there to that position, I guess, where decisions need to be made and conversations need to happen, there's a need for both of you guys to come together in that energy. And I feel like you guys aren't there yet. So you, I feel, are being encouraged to step into your confidence with both of these cards talking about confidence. And you might have taken a confidence blow here. So there's a need to slowly build your energy in a way that you understand your self-worth and your value, and also to change how you're perceiving this person and how this impacted you. Shift your focus. Okay, that there is a lot of abundance here that's around you. And until you can naturally absorb in this, there will be a shift. And then I feel like you can be presented with a more natural, authentic version of who you are to come together with your person. Because I feel like your person could certainly be mirroring you. And if you're stuck and if you're not allowing yourself to move, then this person does the same thing here. Okay, so I feel like both of you guys are coming into balance, and this comes through healing. Okay, because Temperance is a healing card. I feel like there is a healing happening right now. Heal. And the healing is done on self when we are really being honest and looking at ourselves and not concerned and prioritize with what the other person is doing, what the other person is going through, what they did not do, and where they're stuck, as we get stuck. Okay, so lots coming through about balance. So I feel like right now there is an imbalance. There's a need to get balanced, and this is balance within self. And as you do this, trust. Remain positive that your person will also find balance in due time, okay? That there is divine timing happening here. And it does suck because sometimes we feel like we're out in the cold and we don't know how to get back. But this is the key back, okay? We saw the key. And we saw 2 keys and 2 people in handcuffs. So I do feel like both of you guys are stuck in your own way. And as you remain stuck and bound to what has you stuck, there isn't a freedom here to come together, because I think Spirit is keeping you guys apart until there's a recognition of something here, or else you'll continue to make the same sort of misjudgments and experience the same sort of disappointments in this connection. All right, so start to shift your focus differently, how you're thinking about this connection differently, whatever that means to you. But you cannot remain in the same state, and there is a need to build your confidence. So let us look at these 3 cards and see. So we have the 3 of Swords in reverse, and the 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Cups in reverse. So to give your answer, whether you guys will come together, I feel like the answer right here is undetermined, if I got to be honest with you, okay? But if I have to be forced to give you a yes or no, it's a no right now, because you guys have work to do. There is healing that needs to be done, and I think you guys are avoiding doing the work. And you might think you are doing work, but it's not the right type of work, because the work you need to do does not involve your person. The work you need to do involves you, and looking at your own pain and why you feel separated, why you feel the way you feel, and how your confidence and self-worth could be tied to another person, how it can cause you so much pain here, whether this person shows up or not, is not the type of energy you need to sit in. You need to be in an energy here that knows your value and your self-worth. So do you engage with somebody who is 5 of Swords? Absolutely not. And I feel like this person is 5 of Swords, self-sabotagey. Why? Because this divine masculine is sitting in his negative energy. He is immature. He needs to face a fear. He is not confronting his demons. He is not doing what he needs to do. So do you wait? No, you don't wait. You go and you look at yourself. How are you now energetically sitting because of this person's energy? Is it negatively impacting you? Is it making you not want to see the love around you? Is it not allowing you to see your own self-love? Are you sitting there saying, oh, woe is me, because I can't move forward. I cannot move forward with this person? And there is an answer. There is a way out. And the way out is our own energy. Getting out of our state of mind, knowing that we can bring love and fill our own cup. It's knowing where to pour our emotions into. And right now, Spirit is saying, pour your emotions into self. Come out of your state, because I feel vibrationally you're in a very low state. And low could be anxiety, fear, doubts, sadness, and all this. And I'm not saying don't be sad. Feel your sadness, absolutely. But at a certain point, there's a need to drop the illusion of somebody who is stuck in a 5 of Swords, somebody who is not treating you right because they are not able to treat themselves right. So healing. Okay, both of you guys are healing. Both of you guys need to address something here. The fact we have divine masculine and the divine feminine and the Wheel of Fortune, I do feel intuitively there is something faded about this connection. Something faded about you guys working on self in order to come together. But I see this as undecided here, because I feel like the work still needs to be done, and there is free will. So if you do not do the work, then there is no progression. There is no way to move forward and have success here. So your person has free will as well. But I do feel as though if you are doing what you need to do, trust that your person will do what they need to do. And there's always a way out of the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a way to pick up the pieces, put yourself back together again, find your confidence, and move away from unhealthy, self-sabotaging energies that don't make you feel good. So if you don't feel good, it's time to detach. It's time to find what feels good. And do not reject love that is around you. Okay, I know it's difficult, because when we are really hung up with someone, this is all we think about, and we want to find amends here. But there's a need for you to focus on what does bring you love. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to jump into another connection, but for yourself, like, what does love mean to you? Like, focus on your creative pursuits, focus on knowing your self-worth and value, pouring yourself the love you might have poured on this person at some point. 10 of Swords in reverse. So there was an ending, and I feel it was painful. Like, look at all this blood. There might have been, you know, multiple endings here, and it led to heartbreak with the 3 of Swords again. Okay, that's twice now we're seeing 3 of Swords here because of somebody's self-sabotage. Because when you remove the 3 swords, you're left with 7 swords, which is somebody being dishonest. Okay, so I don't feel like this person was trying to maybe hurt you so much as they were trying to maybe self-sabotage themselves, which ended up hurting themselves and hurting you in the meantime. And look, you're carrying this sort of burden here unnecessarily because you just drop this, deal with the 3 swords in your back in order for you to be free from something here. So I feel like the fact that it was in reverse means this isn't over. So maybe Spirit wanted to clarify here. If I did say, are you guys coming together? And I said no, this would say that there is a coming together in the future. Things aren't over. There's still closure that's needed. Again, does that mean coming together? Well, there's still more news at 11. Okay, there's still more that needs to come in order to find closure. There's still more dealing with closure. So in order to deal with more, I feel like there's still a need to resolve things here when it comes to this person. But whether you guys will have a relationship after this, or a connection, or a coming together, there's a possibility of this. But it's undetermined because there needs to be work. There needs to be a truth here. And there needs to be you coming out of whatever state you're in, of limbo, and really looking at things from a different perspective in order for there to be freedom for you. Okay, and hence this would allow your person the space to address what they need to. But they need a huge spiritual shift here, and they need to address themselves, because I feel like this person is being very stubborn and very stuck and very fixed and not wanting to allow themselves to deal with what they have to deal with. But things can't get stuck forever. The wheel starts to move, whether your person likes it or not. And then they're left with the consequences of having to do what they need to do. All right. Sorry for the long reading. Pile number 2. I don't know if this is the answer you wanted to hear, but this is exactly the energy as it's coming through. So I hope this was helpful. I love you very much. I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 3. You picked the Morgan Greer Tarot, and I cannot wait to get into your reading because we're looking at whether you and the person on your mind will be coming together again. Okay, now please understand that separation is an illusion. If you feel separated from your person, you aren't. Okay, you guys are always together, and if you feel separated, then there is certainly more work to be done within self. So if you do not understand that concept, then it is okay, because I am here to do your reading and to see whether you and this person will come together by any means that you are imagining. So if that means physically in the 3D, then that's what it means. If this means energetically, then that's what it means. But whatever coming together means to you is what I'm reading. So before we get into whether you and your person will be getting together, we're looking at the energy of the connection overall so that you know whether this is indeed your pile. Crisscross energies. If I say to you and it's your person, then just make it fit to who is who, but do not change the storyline in your own situation connection to fit what I'm saying. This is a collective reading, so this is supposed to only confirm your intuition. It does not make up anything new. So if it doesn't sound like something going on, don't make it fit, but do crisscross as you see fit, whoever's energy I am tapped into, because sometimes it is difficult for me to tell who is who and what is what. So I'll do my best to communicate this. So we'll ask Spirit for a clear and concise message here for pile number 3. We're looking at whether they will be coming together with the person on their mind, but how will they know first that this is indeed their pile, spirits? Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I am truly blessed. Thank you, thank you. All right, so 6 of Cups coming out straight away. We have the 5 of Wands in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. And we have the Ten of Wands. And we also have Strength at the bottom of the deck. I don't read reversals on the bottom of the deck. That is the Leo energy coming through. Could be prominent in yours or your person's birth charts. Spirits, how will pile 3 know that this is indeed the connection they came here about? We have the Golden Mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. This feels like one of the piles I just did. I'm pretty sure this might have been pile number, I don't know, 1, I think. So if you were drawn to it, maybe there's more there. Let's see. We got this falling on the floor. Increase your frequency with higher consciousness awareness. 3-3. Yeah, sometimes we have mirrored energies. I was going to say energies in my readings, which means I get predominantly one person's energy, and then in another pile I could get predominantly the other person's energy. So I don't know if this is the flipped person from one. Only you will know if you were drawn to another pile. Use your own intuition. All right, so we have childhood. Right by the 6 of Cups here. Okay, I do feel like I'm missing something here. Let me pull one of these. We have 23 with Jupiter abundance, or the number 5. And I do feel one of these as well. All right, so Jupiter is ruling Sagittarius and Pisces, so that could be significant as well. We have the Angel of Strength. Interesting, because we have the Strength card right here. Look at that. How synchronistic is that? Hopefully you guys can see. And we also have third chakra Archangel Chamuel, and the third chakra is the solar plexus. Okay. Okay. Give me a minute just to tap into this energy. Okay, I do feel this is kind of the flip person from one, I feel, but only you know. So I feel like you feel very strong tie to your person, like very strong, like this person could be the one, could be your soulmate, could be, oh, okay, give me a second, my phone's ringing. Hello, beautiful pile 3. Sorry about that. I'm the only one still with a house phone. So just a bunch of annoying telemarketers. Okay, so interesting, because I was about to say, and generally when there is a distraction, I don't think there is coincidences. I feel as though there is confirmations. And I was saying, I feel there is a very deep soul connection here with this person, or you feel a deep soul connection with this person, like they are the one. And you might have known this person from like childhood. Maybe you guys were very good friends or have known each other for a very long time. Now, if you have not, then you definitely have experienced another lifetime with this person. Okay, so I feel like if this is a new connection, which it could very well be, you instantly recognize this person's soul, like instantaneously. And I feel there is a very beautiful love here. Okay, very innocent, very pure, and I feel like it's triggered something within you. I feel like you've been awakened to your higher self. You've been faced with having to kind of get your own house in order here based on this connection, or a triggering of this connection. So I feel like you're fairly abundant overall. Like I feel like you have a lot of value here as an individual, like a lot to contribute. You have a lot to give to this connection. You have just a lot of abundance around you, a lot of love. I also just heard like you're a fairly lucky person too. So maybe and I don't really necessarily believe in luck so much, but I feel like things generally happen for you in the positive here. So what's happening here? The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is the opposite of that, you know, like things didn't work. So maybe this kind of threw you off, is like, this is a connection I feel like maybe nothing you've ever experienced, and maybe you were doing everything that you would normally do right, you know, by everyone's standards and by your own standards, and you got the opposite effect here. Like, I feel like there was a lot of conflict, or just an inability for there to be a coming together with this person. And I feel like you want to communicate with this person, and this person just is fighting this connection. I feel like you feel resistance. You feel like this person isn't able to show you love or express themselves and how they feel about you. So you want to have a conversation. You want to explore this connection. You want to engage here. So I feel like there is a heaviness that you're really giving me, this 10 of Wands, which is trying to get through this on your own, where you just feel like you want to surrender. You don't want to keep on going because you feel alone. You feel like you're carrying the burden on your own. So you've had to really tap into a side of yourself here with the strength to keep going. And I don't know necessarily that you want to keep going in a heavy direction. I feel like the strength is you now finding the courage within yourself to know when to let go. Because the Strength card talks about having the courage to do what we need to do in the face of fear. And sometimes it is knowing when to hold back and knowing when to move forward. And I feel like there is a need for you to let go. Here you see her hanging on to this lion, trying to tame this lion, trying to do whatever it takes to get the lion to be tamed in some way. And here she's let go of the lion, and the lion looks pretty tame. But she's not forcing it, and she's not needing to do anything. So pile number 3, I feel like you're feeling very heavy and burdened here by a connection with this person that you feel a very deep soul tie to. And I feel like it's been very difficult for you to let go. And I feel like this person has been not engaged in the way that shows a loving energy. So they could very well have been very one-sided, selfish, self-absorbed. We see narcissist here. Maybe they have narcissist tendencies. Maybe they love bomb you in 1 minute, out the next. Okay, like with this Knight of Cups, this could be the Casanova card, right? Somebody who is expressive in one moment and then out the next. But I feel like there is conflict in this person coming forward and expressing themselves and what they want emotionally here, or at least wanting to pursue this connection. And I feel like this person has not communicated their desire to do this. So I feel there is, I don't know for all of you guys whether you guys are apart or not, but I feel like you want to come together with this person. And I feel like this person is resisting. It's kind of what I feel. And I also feel like there are childhood traumas that are needing to get looked at on both of your sides here. Okay, and there is a need to come into a higher awareness, which is, and there goes my email confirming that. So the higher awareness is an energy here of accepting not what we're seeing in our mind or what we think, but more accepting what we're feeling and being one with what we're feeling so that we can do the right thing for self. And I know that might sound very difficult and it's a mouthful of words, because it could sound very cliche, but I feel like you're engaged with what's going on here with this person and very wrapped up in that because of what you experienced, which is, you know, which is fine. I mean, you've experienced something here and that's not the point, but the point being, as long as we're wrapped up mentally and we're engaged physically, I feel we get very exhausted. So there's a need to let go energetically. There's a need to let go of what this connection means to you. And I know it is difficult, but only then can we become more aware and more consciously aware of our presence. And by doing this, we also raise our energy frequency. Because I feel right now the energy you're in is a lowered frequency. It's like somebody's resisting and you're hanging on, and there's this lower frequency. Okay, so this person's bringing you to this lower state, because I do feel like your person is vibrating here in a selfish way. And so you're hanging on to someone who you could see past, you know, their selfishness. But I feel like there is mirroring going on, because as your person is learning to resolve why they're resisting, and I do feel there's a connection to one, and we see there why there is some resistance. Okay, there's needs to address things within self. I feel there's a need for you, viewer, to address things within self too. If you are hanging on, if you resonate with this, and it's difficult for you to not, you know, to not think about this person or engage with this person, and you're continuously feeling the need to hang on, ask yourself why hang on to someone who is not certain about you, who is conflicted, who does not offer a cup of love, who makes you feel as though you must carry something alone, okay, who might be very selfish, or at least acting this way. And you might say, well, this is how they're acting. Yes, and this is how they're behaving, and that's the reality. So there's a need for you to face reality, drop the wands, let go, and trust that this connection will unfold the way it needs to. But I feel like you are not able to control how this goes with this person. Number one, it's showing here. And yeah, and there's a need here with the solar plexus here to trust that when you do let go of this connection, this person, and the situation that's going on, that things will work out for your benefit, that things will still be abundant for you. Because if we're in a lack mindset, that if we let go, we've lost our chance here, then we feel like there's no other chance of us finding happiness, which is untrue. Okay, so I feel there's something going on here, definitely with divine timing, but the timing is all contingent on your involvement, on your need to let go, because you're hanging on very tightly. Focus on self. 8 of Pentacles, putting in the energy, the time, the effort towards what sort of matters here. And I feel like what matters is self-work. So I don't know if this is giving you enough for you to know whether this is your pal or not, but I will read whether you and this person will be coming together, if you did resonate with that, and we'll see what comes through. All right, so this is right here. Okay. Spirit, thank you so much for that message. We are looking at pile 3 and whether pile 3 will be coming together with their person. Thank you so, so much. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3, whether they will be coming together. Now, like I said, coming together means what it means to you. Energetically, physically, 3D, 5D. I don't know what you intend on coming together means, but you are not separate from your person, okay? So there's a need to get that out of your mind. You and your person are one, are together. There is no separation. You're not separate from anyone or anything. But like I said, you don't need to fully grasp that to understand that you're feeling a separation. So let's take a look whether I saw the Magician. If it wants to come out, it will. You or your person will come together. Thank you, Spirit, for this message. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have 5 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, lots of Pentacles. Will pile 3 and their person come together? Oops, just throwing the cards. We have the 6 of Cups in reverse again. We have a whole bunch of cards here. I do feel like these need to be read together. It's the Ace of Wands in reverse. I'm going to finish this spread and then we will read these cards kind of as a second layer. This one spun around, Ace of Cups, and bottom of the deck we have the King of Swords. Under that we have the Emperor in reverse. Okay, so let's keep these here, and I will pull the Oracle cards. Spirit will pile 3 and the person come together. Clear and concise message. We have boundaries. We have the runner. Runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. I feel one more of these. Heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. Oh boy. Okay. Spirit, clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 3. One with self, blossoming, 8-8. I do one of these. We'll pile 3 and the person come together, spirits. We have indecision, number 8. 8 is the strength card in the tarot, which we saw coming out several times. This is the 3rd time. Maybe you're seeing 888. 8 is an auspicious number. 8 is really showing me it does take a lot of courage for us to face what we need to face in the times when we feel like we don't have enough strength to do what it takes. Pile number 3, compromise, and I do feel one more of these as well. And we have no need to worry. Precisely. I love when spirit backs me up. Okay, so I don't want this reading to be super long because I do got to read these cards as well. Yes, you heard me right. I do got to do. Okay, let me just tap in here. I feel the same energy here, but let's see. Yeah, very clear here, you guys. This is a very strong message, almost only one message, which is you need to let go of this person and focus on self. And I know you don't want to hear this, and I wasn't intending to deliver this sort of very pointed message in this way because it's frustrating when we go to tarot for advice and we keep hearing the focus on self and what does this mean. So I'm going to try to do my very best here, okay? I feel like you and this person are soul tied in some way. I do feel it, and it's very difficult when we're soul tied to somebody that we feel very deeply connected to, and this person is on a different soul journey than us because this person has their own life, their own lessons here, and their own free will to do what they need to do. But we have our own free will to do what it takes for us, and sometimes we are contractually obligated by decisions we've made before we came here to earth. Whether you believe in past lives or not, you are energy. Energy does not die. And you as energy has made a decision here to come and learn this lesson in order to grow and expand and be very self-conscious and ascend and grow as an individual. And what is this lesson? This lesson is learning self-worth. This lesson is learning how to be one with self, how to be happy with self, how to give self-love, how to find worth in yourself, not dependent on somebody else. So when we meet somebody who rocks us, who drops us to our knees because we feel separated and heartbroken and sadness to the soul of our depths, I feel this is, like grieving, mourning. This feels like somebody has died, okay? This is very heavy energy here. This happens to shake us up, to wake us up. And why it's triggered is because this person, your person, is running. And they're fearing intimacy, and they're listening to their ego, and they keep running, and they don't want to be in this connection. They feel they don't. And what they're running away from is themselves. And they don't know that they're running away from themselves because they have their own lessons. And as we run, and as we energetically move towards this person runs further away from us and causes more heartbreak. So there's a need to find boundaries. And these boundaries are healthy boundaries for ourselves. Boundaries with people, period. This person, other people, our own boundaries. What is healthy? We learn this. And this goes through trials and tribulations. We might have to set boundaries and then we fail because we let ourselves down and we disappoint ourselves by maybe going against our own boundaries. And then we feel like crap. And then we do it again. But once we learn what these boundaries are all about, the healthy boundaries, we then stand firm and believe in ourselves and say, I am worthy of love. And I don't need somebody who's running. And I don't need somebody who is in ego or somebody who fears intimacy, who cannot be themselves and give of themselves openly. And I know you see past this because I do feel you see this person's soul. You see past the ego because this is a soul connection. You don't see the ego. You don't see the fears. You don't see any of that stuff. All you see is this person in great love. So how could love be wrong? Well, love is wrong when the person is not treating you right, period. Doesn't matter, 5D, soul, this, that, the other, okay? So the lesson here is, what do you deserve? You deserve happiness, and happiness does not come from someone else. It comes from within. And I know it's cliche, but that is the absolute truth. Because when you can live with self and give to self and blossom within self and know thyself, then it doesn't matter if someone's running or coming. All that matters is that you have your own self here. Okay, so I feel like you are needing to, you could do what you want. Okay, this is just a tarot reading. Do whatever you want here, but I'm just communicating what this is coming from spirit. You're at a crossroads here. I feel your person is too. And you're not knowing which way to go. And it's going to take a lot of courage to face the fear. And I think the fear is to let go. Because you can hang on or you can let go. And I mean energetically as well. Okay, physically and energetically. And see what happens. And I feel like you're kind of wobbly. You don't have boundaries right now. And you might be trying to decide what to do and what's best here. So if you are separated from this person, I feel like there's been cycles, maybe been together again and off again, together again and off again. But I do feel as though if you part with this person, there is a need to completely part with this person and focus on self. And that is the only way here I feel like you're going to make progress for yourself. And as you make progress for yourself, you also raise the vibration of this connection. And if it is a soul connection, then this person will also vibrate at a higher level, okay? But you cannot be too concerned with what this person is doing and doing it for this person, more so doing it for self. So there's a need for there to be putting in the time and the effort in the right place. And I feel like you're focused on working together with this person, doing what it takes to come together, to build, to create, hanging on. I want to work with this person. I'm trying to work in whichever way I can by maybe removing my boundaries, sacrificing my boundaries, putting my boundaries kind of on the side. No, there's a need for you to say, I can work with other people, but other people need to show up and other people need to be present. Other people need to cooperate. I cannot be solo here in creating something that requires two people. So there's a need for you to turn the focus onto self. Work on self, put in the time, the energy, whatever it takes to work on your soul. Okay, whatever it takes to work on your soul. Really get intimate with yourself. And I know it feels like shit. Okay, it feels really like shit. This is heartbreak. This is feeling out in the cold. This is feeling abandoned by this person. And you might not want to abandon your person. That is a very difficult moment, okay, where we feel like we have to abandon the person we love the most. And it does feel like death. It could feel like losing a child. It is soul crushing. Okay, but I feel like there is a need for you to recognize you are stuck emotionally on this person and your ruminating thoughts coming back to this person and the soul connection does not allow you to see a way forward. You get stuck in your mind. You get stuck emotionally. I'm also seeing here your thoughts trigger emotions. So the more you're in your mind about and chasing up that thought continuously, maybe repetitively or reliving a thought in your mind, it comes with a bunch of emotions tied to it. So try not to be in your mind. If you've already had that thought, tell yourself, I've already had you thought. Thank you for coming. I'm already aware. There's nothing new here. I've turned over every thought that I could possibly have in this situation. I have done it. There's nothing new coming here. So surrender your thought as it comes in. Thank you, because it will continuously come in, but you have to learn to release, not chase it. and then understand the emotional charge you have behind that, okay? So these feelings need to be processed. So the first step is monitoring thoughts. And then the second one is just allow yourself to feel. And it could be weeks, months, years, I don't know. But as you cry, as you emotionally purge, it feels better. You feel lighter, you feel more healed. But you have to monitor your thoughts. Allow yourself to detach because you're stuck. Okay, and you're stuck until you proactively face what you need to face, which is make the decision to let go. Then you find your love. Then you find emotional new beginning. Then you find self-worth. Then you find exactly what you want. Because it is very ironic like this. Once you do, you know, the opposite here of what you're wanting to do is then when you find what it is that you want. And why does Spirit do this to us? We curse because it hurts. And it's not here to hurt you. And it's not here to give you heartbreak. And it's not here to make you feel horrible. It's here to do it in a way that allows you to learn what you need to learn about yourself. Otherwise, you would never learn your self-worth and value. This is the lesson. Okay? And these lessons, once they're learned, that's it. We don't have to relearn them. We understand our value. Nobody can take that away from you. It doesn't matter here. Any connection in the future, whatever it is in your situation, you understand what boundaries are, healthy boundaries, and sticking to them, and what your value is. And if people are not seeing your value, you are able to pour that into self. Other people do not impact you in the way they used to. You don't have to go through this feeling of separation and sadness and loss. So will you and your person get together? We still have these cards to read here, but what I'm seeing very heavily is a message for you, beautiful viewer. There's a need for you to detach from this person energetically, because I feel like this person is not working with you. Now we have compromised the Three of Pentacles here, and I feel like you've been in a very giving type energy, willing to compromise, willing to work together, and that's fine. But you don't have to be proactively doing this, right? Engaged with this person. You could just be open. Be open to, if this person wants to work with you, be open to compromise. But until this person stops running, do not chase. Do not feel as though you have to engage in some way, okay? Just allow yourself to detach from this person. So I'm going to take a look at these, and then we'll see what Spirit wants to communicate, whether you and this person will be coming together. So I do feel we were seeing this in the reverse when we first pulled these cards. So let's see what this is. Ace of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Swords, the World in reverse, and the Lovers. So interesting. We have the Choice right below the Lovers. This is all about choice. This is all about having to decide. So I feel like there is a choice here, and you have a choice too. And I feel like maybe you feel like this choice is just on this person's side, whether they want to pursue you or not. But the choice here is on you, and Spirit wants you to make the wise decision. And the wise decision is for you to let go, because hanging on out of a fear of lack, because if we let go, this person may never come back, then we have a lack mindset and we perpetuate more lack. There's a need to let go. There's a need to not chase. There's a need for you to be very honest, brutally honest with self, and allow there to be a full ending. And the ending, because this is a Ten of Swords, okay? So an ending could be temporary. An ending just means you're putting an end to energy as it sits here. Because what I feel is that if you are separated from your person, energetically, you're still engaged in some way. So there's a need to detach. There's a need to be honest. There's a need to come to terms with an ending. And there's a need to close out a cycle. Because I have a feeling that the World in reverse says, if this person steps forward again, you will repeat patterns with this person. So will they come back? I feel they are going to come back. But I feel like nothing progresses. And I feel like you want stability. You want commitment. You want this person to provide a level of security here. This is what you're fighting for. But a fight needs to be you standing firm in what you believe and letting go of whatever sort of lack mindset that if you demand more because that's what you need and want, that this person will run away. Then they repeat a cycle here. So I feel like you may repeat another cycle, if I'm going to be honest with you, because I feel like you're amidst learning a very important lesson, which is how do you close the cycle of somebody here who keeps running, and they could be hot and cold. Okay, so I feel like there is going to be communication. I feel like this person is going to come forward. I feel like there has been an ending, and if there isn't an ending, there will be, I mean, you're here, so you want to know if you'll get back together. There's endings, and then there's getting back. There's endings and getting back, and that's why we keep seeing that 8, because I feel like the 8 is also about that perpetual cycle, the cyclical cycle that we get stuck in. And I feel like there's a need to address and acknowledge the world, which is putting an end, concluding an end of a cycle. And we can only conclude a cycle when we learned the lesson. And the lesson I feel is boundaries, self-worth, what we value, standing firm in what we believe, and letting go. And if this person does not choose, because two people need to make a choice here to do the right thing, it's okay. There's no need to worry. The right thing will happen. You become one with self. Look, more 8s here. I didn't even notice that. 8, 8. Lots of 8s coming through. You guys got to tell me. August could be significant. That is also Leo, which is the strength card, believe it or not. So heavy Leo energy, August coming through. You guys might have a birthday August 8th, or your person are on the 8th. 8th could be significant. So I feel like there's a need for you to remain very firm, very, very firm in your boundary, and let go and let what is, because I do feel like you want some sort of stability, commitment from this person. And this person is a fear of intimacy. So I'd watch pile 1 because I think it's from your person's point of view. Pile number 3. I do see you and your person is not over. Okay, it's not over. There's still more things to happen here. And I feel like the sooner you're able to learn some lesson of letting go and facing fear, sooner your person also faces their fear. This is the 4 of Swords, reflection. Okay, this is reflection after heartache. So every time you feel heartbroken, every time you go through this saddened separation state, you feel deeply hurt, you reflect, and you learn something here. So allow yourself to implement what you've learned. Okay, and so you might be, like I said, in a state of separation right now. I mean, might be, of course, this reading, I keep thinking it's separated, but I feel it. I feel you feel separated, but I do feel like it's temporary. I feel like you're coming together, although your person has not done what they're supposed to do. So when you come together, nothing's changed. It's all going to repeat painful patterns yet again. So there's a need to make progress in the right direction. And only you hold that key. Okay, well, they hold a key too, but you hold the key for yourself. So what do you need to do? Well, don't be inflexible. Definitely there's compromise, but I feel like as long as you are open to work with this person, once things are balanced and even, and this person's willing to show up and give of themselves, then fine. Then there could be compromise. But until then, boundaries. Until then, no. Until then, there is nothing you can do here, because the action that this person needs to take is on themselves and addressing their fear of intimacy and working on themselves. And your choice is to let go of this person. Let them do what they need to do here. Find closure. Okay? So, yes, this person is definitely coming back. I do feel like there will be a tough conversation here. And maybe you need to have a very tough conversation and bring up exactly how you feel and exactly what you want, and be very honest about this, okay? Despite maybe thinking this person will call it quits or run or whatever the case may be, but that is the choice you have to make here. Pile number 3, I hope this resonated, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful. Pile number 4, you have the Fyodor Pavlov's Tarot. Don't use these very often, but let us take a look. So pile number 4, please save the day. I just feel like there's so much going on in the other piles that I want to see something here a little higher vibrational. But what we're looking at, and I should have figured with the title of this, whether you and your person will be coming together, that there would be this type of an energy that I'm picking up. Separation is an illusion, okay? So you're not separate from your person. Let's just get that straight. And if you feel separate from your person, then there's more work for you to do on self. So if that does not make sense to you, that is absolutely fine. We'll still take a look at this reading and see whether you and your person will come together, whatever that means to you. That could be energetically, that could be physically, that could be in the matrix world, it could mean in the 5D, whatever coming together means to you. Don't make this message fit because it is collective, although you should crisscross energies to make the story make sense to you, because I might say your person and it might be you and vice versa. So let's look at whether this person and you will be coming back together, Now, I do want to thank Spirit here to provide this clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 4. For the greatest and highest good, Spirit, thank you so much. Please protect me as I channel this message and the viewer as I deliver the message. And thank you so much, pile 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much. All right, so let's look at how will you know that this is your pile first, okay? So we'll look at your energy or the connection overall. See if this is your pile before we get into the main reading. Spirit, how will pile 4 know that this is indeed their person, their connection? Clear and concise message for pile 4. Thank you. So we have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 4 of Swords and 8 of Cups. And we have the 3 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's pull some oracle cards as well. How will pile 4 know that this is their connection, Spirit? We have the Phoenix. New phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and changed mind. Addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and restraint. Okay, not these. Oopsie, just give me a second, drop the card. I do not feel that is relevant for your reading at this time. Let us pull some of these oracles. How will pile 4 know that this is indeed their reading? We got connect. We have remember your identity. You can do it. 2-2. I think this came out for pile number 3, I believe. Okay. We have Angel of Strength. This also came out for pile number 3. You guys might be tied in some way. Interesting how my piles are sometimes tied and sometimes they are from the flipped perspective, flipped person. So I don't know whose energy I'm tapped into here. Sounds more like your person, and you could certainly listen. This could still be your message. As long as you resonate, then the message is for you. Neptune, Vision, 26. Number 8 coming through. 8 is the Strength card in the tarot. Neptune and Vision. Okay. I think we're good. Let me tap into this energy. Okay, so if this sounds like your person, like I said, then this might be your person, but the message is still whether you guys will come together or not in the back end here. But if you resonate with this being your person, then this is your message. So I feel like you are dealing with your own self and decision and confusion. And so you're your biggest challenge, I feel here. I feel like there was a need for you to choose, and maybe you were indecisive and you were unable to prioritize and manage yourself and choose this connection. You were uncertain of how to proceed. You're not very clear, but I don't think you're happy, and I feel like you didn't really get what you wanted here at all, and emotionally you're feeling dissatisfied in where things are at. So I feel like you're contemplating right now in communicating something, because I feel like maybe you didn't allow yourself to communicate a full truth. And so I feel you feel sad. I feel like you feel heartbroken in some way. I feel like you're looking at something you want to communicate. I feel like you're looking at actioning something, like you're wanting to action something now, and maybe you want to come forward in this connection. And you're not sure, like, do you action this? Do you step forward? I feel like you're still not completely honest with something, and maybe you haven't been in this connection, or maybe you're still needing to be honest with yourself about something, and you're not sure if you should step forward. I feel like there's something you need to walk away from as well in order to step forward. Something you need to give up, and I feel like it's something that doesn't emotionally satisfy you anymore, and you could be having to deal with some addiction, having to deal with something here, a block in yourself in order for you to move forward, something that has a hold on you that I feel isn't happy for you, isn't emotionally doing it for you. Maybe you felt held back by it, but I feel like there's a need to be truthful with yourself and truthful in this connection about what this is. And maybe it's been very difficult for you to leave, because the Eight of Cups is hard to leave something that we were emotionally tied to at one point. And we have to turn our back and walk away to find our happiness in order to grow, in order to move forward with life, in order to expand, to get on our ships and move on to our future. We have to do the work. So I feel like you're wanting a new chance at life here. And maybe at some point you weren't so decided on this connection, and maybe you did not choose, you didn't decide, you stayed in limbo, you stayed confused, you left the back door open. Maybe you treated this person like an option, not a priority in your life in some way. So I feel like there was consequences to this, and I feel like maybe you don't like the consequences. So I feel like you've changed your mind in some way, or there's a change of heart, and maybe there's a recognition here in what this resulted in, and now you're looking towards the future. Now you're looking towards what you can have for yourself and what you can do. So I feel there is some aspect of growth here, and also an acknowledgement of transformation. And the transformation happens when we acknowledge what we need to leave behind. The transformation happens when we admit where we might be codependent on certain things, where we might have blocks, where we might be trying to control something that might be getting in the way of our own happiness. And it could just be within ourselves that we have to be honest. So I feel like there's a need to get honest with something maybe you have not been clear about. There's a need to get very certain and clear within self. And maybe you've been prolonging or unable to do this, because this would take you having to choose. And you'd have to choose this connection, and you'd have to connect to yourself, and you'd have to connect to your heart. And by doing this, I feel like you also connect to this person. I feel like spirit guides here are telling you to remember who you are and remember what you want. And I feel there is something coming through with this mask as well now. And the mask could be, again, we're lying about something and we're not wanting to see the truth about ourselves, I feel. So we wear a mask. Maybe we're not very open with what we're feeling. Maybe we're not very clear and honest about what we want for ourselves. So it leads to unhappiness. And we sometimes do this and find unhappiness out of our own self-doing, because we're self-sabotaging. We feel this is what we deserve in some way, but then we're not happy. So I feel like there's a need to face some sort of fear here, and there's a need to look within self, to address something within self. It takes a lot of courage, and it also takes acknowledging where we are in our ego. And it also takes courage to step forward, and I think that's the biggest courage, because I feel like you haven't been able to step forward. I feel like you haven't been able to choose this connection, explore this connection. I feel like you weren't able to tell yourself that you deserve to start anew, to transform, to change your life in some way, to have some growth here, because I feel like you were held back by some sort of addiction, codependency, situation. Now, addictions could be anything that's unhealthy. As long as it is keeping us stuck and not allowing us to grow, an addiction could be anything. Distractions, people, situations, karmic things, okay, dependencies, substances, whatever this thing is, a way of being, a way of telling ourselves we don't deserve something, being masked up, not being authentic, not walking our truth. And then it causes a lot of pain. So I feel like now you have a vision. I feel like this is a vision card, this is a vision card, this is a vision card. This is now understanding that to step into this vision, it requires courage. So maybe you're seeing this connection as something you want. And maybe you haven't in the past. Because this is more past energy. You didn't decide, or you didn't choose, or you weren't sure how to prioritize and choose this connection. Okay, so vision is all about what you want for yourself. It is getting very clear. It is getting very certain. And if you're not there yet, I feel like there is a need for you to get certain. I feel there's a desire for you to move forward. I feel like maybe you have been a little hot and cold. Maybe you have been more sort of superficial in some way, not allowing yourself to get deep. And maybe you pulled away from this connection at some point, or emotionally detached yourself. And if you did not, then maybe it took your person leaving and walking away from you in order for you to recognize maybe what you want for yourself. Okay, so if this feels like your energy or your person's energy in some way, then this reading is for you. Pile number 4. Let us look at whether you and this person will come together, whatever that means to you. Okay, so let's take a look. Okie dokie, smoky artichoke. Pile number 4. I love you guys very much. I hope you guys find your way. Let us take a look at whether you and your person will come together. Will there be a coming together of pile number 4 and the person, whatever coming together means to pile number 4, energetically, physically, emotionally, make peace, reconcile, whatever that means for pile 4. Will they come together? Thank you, spirits, for this clear and concise message. I do appreciate this very much. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Well, we have the 4 of Wands in reverse. The 4 of Wands is my 1111 card, which could signify twin flames. And we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Cups. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Wow, this energy is quite direct. Thank you. Sometimes it's very challenging for me to read energy here. This is quite direct. Okay, so what else, Spirit? Will pile 4 and their person come together? Will there be a coming together, a reconciliation of pile 4 and their person? We have, I like you. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun, flirting, want to date. Okay, let's pull one more. Coffin, endings, bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's pull one of these. Will pile 4 and their person get together, get back together, find peace, reconcile? Will they come together? We have healing, separation, go within, 7-7. I feel that card came out for pile 1. If you recall to any other pile, I do recall saying at the beginning of this recording that multiple piles might resonate for you. That's absolutely fine. If it does, it gets better. It gets better. Pile number 4. Okay, let's pull one of these. Will pile 4 and their person come together, Spirit? Clear and concise message for pile 4. We have get more information. Well, I will get more information, Spirit. Give me another card. Forgiveness and in the near future. Okay. I feel I'm not good with what I see here. I want one of these. Just one. I'll do the ones that reveal themselves. Virgo with digest. And this top card here with symbiosis, trine sextile. 52. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I know this is kind of getting a little bit crowded. Okay. Let's see if you can see. Oh, you can see. Perfectly fine. Okay. Let's tap into this energy. I feel like this is continuing from where I left off. So I think things fell apart. I mean, you're here because there's obviously separation. This is not coming together. So there was a need to come together, to come into union, to celebrate one another, and things fell apart. The marriage did not happen. The coming together did not happen. It fell apart. And now we're looking back on a situation here that didn't work out. So I feel this is your energy. Okay. I mean, again, it could be your person if it's not you, but whoever I was tapped into there in the first bit is looking back in sadness, looking back at something that didn't work out. And it didn't work out because of whatever this person feels like they weren't able to do. So they're looking at a loss. They're looking back in regret, sadness, and seeing what didn't come together. So Nine of Pentacles is a card about finding independence, being successful on our own, but it's also whether we are taken or single in some way. So upright is somebody who is single and available, and then in reverse, it's someone who's not available and who is unable to commit themselves. But I feel like this is a hyper independence when I see it in reverse, sometimes in love readings, which can mean somebody has a fear of being committed to a connection. So they fear being vulnerable and committing themselves to a connection. So I feel like there is a need for you to acknowledge something here within self. And I feel like the acknowledgement is, and how do you see yourself in connection? Do you see yourself as being somebody who is liberated and free and still able to, I don't know, like have what it is that you want? Or do you feel there is, now your independence is taken away from you in some way? Because I feel like there's an unhealthy truth, or an unhealthy vision of the truth that you might be hanging on to. So I feel like you're going to have to, if you want to deal with whatever this situation is, you're going to have to confront something. And I feel the confrontation is something within yourself, something unhealthy within yourself, something that you're telling yourself is like, in order to commit to yourself to a connection, you're going to be tied down in some way and not free. And I feel like this is going to require you to be very honest. And also, Spirit is saying that you do have the higher ground to stand on here, to overcome some obstacle here and to confront whatever this is head on, because you can still understand and overcome whatever this is as long as you're facing it head on and you don't sort of back down. But there is a recognition here that you're hanging on to some comfort zone, some idea, something that gives you a peace of mind that is unhealthy, that's holding you back, that's not allowing you to be available, single, and free. It's got you tied down in some way, and you're resisting letting go of this, whatever this thing is, in order to release and start anew and have this new sort of plentiful journey, this rebirth, if you will, planting the seed to grow something for the future for yourself in this connection. So I do feel like the option is in your hands, whether you want to reconcile or not, or come together or not. But I feel like you have to address putting an end to something first, and the end is your belief on some, I don't know, some way of you being, and you have to fight for your understanding of what is right and what is wrong. And you don't have to be feeling like being in a connection is limiting your independence in a sort of way, because I feel like you're very defensive about your independence and your freedom in some way. So commitment is in this King of Coins. This is the earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This is one of the more stable, committed kings, who is very secure, who does not fear commitment, who does the right thing when it comes to building a long-term vision and planting seeds where it's going to be beneficial. The King of Coins does not hang on to, to ideas and limits himself from building an empire. The King, sorry, did I say King of Wands? The King of Pentacles understands the value in making a risk, planting a seed in order to have more value, in order to build a legacy, in order to be more secure. So I feel like you're not wanting to let go of your independence. I feel like you're stuck on some idea you have here of your own, maybe your own wealth, maybe, or what you've built for yourself in some way, and you don't want to share it, or you don't want to lose it, or your independence, you don't want to let go. So you're hanging on to this, which is causing all sorts of complexes here and all sorts of things. I feel like your person is defensive and going to be guarded. And I feel like there is a need to address this if you want to come together. So yeah, in order to get liberated, in order to get free, in order to come together, you'll have to let go of your fear in hanging on to something because you feel like it'll be lost, like your independence or your financial wealth or whatever you've built for yourself. So in order to move forward, we got to release. There is new beginnings, but new beginnings and growth only comes with change once we put an end to something. And so I feel like there is a renewal here. Okay, romance is blooming. Want to date. I feel like this will have to start from the beginning, is kind of what I feel. And the beginning means once you release whatever you need to release in order to move forward, I feel like then there needs to be a slow confidence buildup here in this connection. And I feel like from your person's point of view too, because I feel like maybe this person has been hurt by you. And I feel like there might be trust lost in some way, and I feel like maybe you don't fully trust either because this is your first time releasing some sort of energy here that you've been very accustomed to, that has held you in place because it's very comfortable to you to hang on to security in some way. So starting over is going to be baby steps in some way. This is communication and forward movement. So will you and your person get together? I do feel there's going to be communication. I do feel there's going to be forward movement because I feel like you want a future. I feel like you want stability. I feel like you want even commitment, but I feel like you fear of what you have to let go of in order to do this. And I feel like you're still hanging on to this. So you still haven't let go of this. And as you don't let go of this, there is no movement. So, I could say there is no coming together if you don't deal with this, but I see that you do deal with this because I feel like your pull here to resolve something is very strong. And I do feel it gets better because I think where you were hurt, and maybe you were hurt in the past, which is why you're hanging on to some sort of independence in some way or your freedom, that I feel like you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to have to deal with heartache. But I feel like things not only get better in this connection, but I feel like things get better with you. I think you start to mend yourself where you might be broken. And I feel like with this healing separation, it's like being apart from your person or things not working now allowed you to see things differently, allowed you to heal through the separation, to look at yourself. And if you are resonating with this, then you see that by you being very held back because of your fear of intimacy or your fear of letting go, or your fear of letting go of your independence, has caused you a 9 of Cups in reverse, something you don't like. You're not very happy. You still want to explore the 2 of Cups here with your person. So the only way to do this is to go within and address this. So this is why we get more information, because you still haven't done that work. You still haven't identified your need to hang on closely to an independence. because it's coming from within. It needs to be addressed and looked at. Where's that stemming from? So as you look, you get more information, you repair, you heal, you make baby steps. I feel like in the near future, there's an opportunity for you to move forward. Yeah, Knight of Swords is all about moving forward. This is confronting, you know, confronting with the truth. So I felt like in your first energy check, there was a truth you were hanging on to that you didn't want to see or you didn't want to step forward with. I feel you come forward with the truth. You come forward, you face your fear, you face whatever you need to face. This is quick moving energy. Same with the Knight of Swords. So it's a very fast moving energy, but I feel like the forgiveness here is forgiving self, because I feel like there's a need to heal inside, because I feel like you might feel like you were to blame maybe for the separation in some way. And maybe you are, but there's a need to definitely forgive. But then there's also a need to, for your person to forgive if they're wanting to move forward, because I feel like your person, and maybe you feel this, I don't necessarily feel this coming from your person. I only solely feel your energy. Pile number 4. In the energy check in here, this is your energy. Okay, well, it could be your person, but one energy I'm feeling here. Either it's solely all your person or solely all you. And it is one of you feeling like your person might not want to take you back, because how could they ever forgive you? How could they ever forgive you for this type of stuff, right? You have to let go of that, because if you can't forgive yourself, if you can't let go of this, then there can't be happiness. There can't be planting the seed to move forward. Your person has to be in their own energy of forgiveness, but allow them the space to do this. You cannot hold yourself in a position of feeling like you did something wrong forever here, and so therefore you deserve to be in a 9 of Cups reverse. Okay, so I think this is going to take time. I mean, this is in the near future, so I mean, how long is it going to take for everyone? It could be different, but I feel like once the work is done, it's quick. This is very quick. This is very quick moving. So I feel you move quickly, but you have to unleash yourself. You have to face some truth here, and you have to know that you're standing on a position of power, a position to address why you're held back. And this will take, like, this is the digest with Virgo, which is all about harvest. It's about doing the work in order for us to reap the reward. So it's like, if we don't go inwards, if we don't go within, this is also a Virgo card, because going within is Hermit, and the Virgo is Hermit. Okay, so I feel this is introspection, spiritual introspection. This is really looking at self and planting the seeds within self so that we can benefit the fruit in the real world. So we can manifest what we want and reap what we want. But we have to feed ourselves with the right energy. So if we continuously tell ourselves that we want some sort of idea of independence based on some sort of fantasy lie of what we think an independence is, and we hang on to this out of fear, but the real truth is that we want to have some sort of coming together. We want to have stability. We want to plant something fruitful for the future. We want to be emotionally happy. I feel like emotionally you're not happy. Pile number 4. So if you want this, why do we feel this way? This is a mask. I feel this is stemming from an idea or a belief that isn't necessarily true. So you need more information. Question yourself. Question, what does independence mean? What idea are you hanging on to here that isn't allowing you the freedom to engage in this connection, not allowing you to step forward in this connection? So this is more about you. Let's read this trine sextile symbiosis, because I do feel there might be a message here, and I'm not sure what I'm feeling from this card so much, other than I do feel there is an energy you're needing to deal with in order to move forward and find union within self, so that you can find union in this connection. So it says trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by 2 planets 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half of that, 60 degrees apart. And a trine planets operate from the same element, fire, earth, air, or water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities, cardinal, fixed, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. Okay, so action. Lean into what is easy and comfortable and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and through doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve and invest in them. Engage family members and friends who really understand you. Explore what you have in common with a beloved and focus on that rather than your differences and build out from there. Wander in a favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music, but on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists. Grow organically. When life is hard, a dinner with friends where you can laugh, relax, and let down your guard be great medicine. What a balm to talk over problems with someone who understands your worldview and to whom you don't need to explain yourself. Moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenges ahead. Challenge. The path of least resistance can be both delightful and limiting. Don't get stuck in a comfortable rut. Lift one another up and grow. The comfort of compatible aspects can help us build up resources needed to do the hard work and face the tough stuff. So, work to be done. And I feel like the work to be done is you getting stuck in some thought, in some comfort zone of what you think independence is, and fearing allowing yourself to be free, to explore this connection. I feel like you and your person, how you might know that this is your connection as well. I mean, if you're reading this, you're definitely resonating, but I feel like you guys are probably similar signs. So you guys might be the same, same zodiac, or you guys might be both like fire signs or earth. I see a lot of pentacles. I feel like both you and your person are earth signs. Okay, so you guys might be very fixed in your way, and maybe your person is also fixed in their way. So there's a need to come together and see what you guys see eye to eye on, and everything else will fall into place, rather than seeing what's not going to work, rather than focusing on what we're going to lose out on, rather than focusing on what was the problem. There's a need to come together and see what similarities you guys have, because I feel there is a lot of similarities, and I feel like both of you guys, if you're not earth signs, then I feel like you guys have heavy earth placements, which is groundedness, logicalness, a desire to have practicality. You guys aren't fantasy type people. You guys are very grounded in reality. You guys want the same types of things here, I think, for yourselves. I think both of you guys are fighting the same type of fight, but might be fighting each other rather than what you guys need to do to come together. So I don't know what your person has to do, and your person isn't coming through here, only your energy. And again, this could be your person, but your energy is saying you're the one who's held back. You're the one who's not allowing things to flow. You're the reason why maybe things aren't coming together from what I read here. So let go. Allow yourself to release what you need to. Put an ending to a mindset. Put an ending to a belief, or at least investigate why that mindset is there. This will free you. This will allow you to transition towards what you actually want. And then there is a need to look at what is working, kind of from an organic step-by-step process. Okay, this might start over. This says fun flirting, want to date. It's kind of like starting all over. Same with this Ace of Coins. This is starting all over, planting a seed, the new beginning. Okay, so seeds take time to grow, but we plant them and we watch them grow. And that's what this harvest is about, or this digest. It's like, look at the wheat. So it's going to take time here. It's a process, but I feel like you're needing to take the right steps, because I feel like you're stuck and frozen. Instead of taking the steps, you're maybe looking at what's not working and what you can't do, or what you feel you'd be sacrificing in some way, which I don't think is the proper way to look at this. I think we need to ask ourselves, why do we feel like it's a sacrifice? Why do we feel tied to something? Why are we hanging on to something? Especially if you're not feeling happy overall emotionally. Maybe you feel like you're happy independent, but overall you look at your situation and say, am I emotionally happy? Is there something I need to emotionally walk away from that I'm codependent on? Or a feeling that I feel I need to have, but I haven't brought happiness. I haven't brought union here. So review this. Get inquisitive, okay? Ask yourselves a lot of questions. I do feel like there is forward movement. There will be communication, but that comes from you. Judgment in reverse. Yeah, and it's in reverse because you haven't done the work yet. This is all about the inner work. This is all about looking at everything that's transpired in our life, and sometimes just in this connection, but as a whole. And we sit here in judgment because we now have to decide what is true, and then we make a choice based on this, I guess, this decision based on what we see here. And if we're in reverse, it's like we're not wanting to see a truth. We're not being honest with ourselves. We're letting ego get in the way. This is also renewal. This is also the rising of the phoenix, which we saw. So it's in reverse. I feel like you cannot have a new beginning here with this person. Things aren't going to transition. You're not going to get freed until you do the work. Pile number 3. And I feel like you will do this because I feel this is what you want. So I don't know, get started with this, I guess, because I feel like that's where you're headed. All right, pile number 4. I'm sorry if I called you pile 3. I hope this resonated for you guys. I love you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye.